We are nerds about drums. You're listening to a drummer's podcast, which means you're probably a nerd about drums too. And the nerdiest thing that we can talk about drums isn't the technique. It's not the approach to playing. It's not about our practicing or what flams we like to play when we warm up. It's the gear and the slight minute differences between the gear. So today we're going to induct another piece of gear into the Hall of Fame. This is the 11th inductee. One more episode finishes out the year. The 11th inductee into the Drum Key Hall of Fame is the Aquarian Superkick.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking Superkicks, and I know we've all got a lot of experience with the Aquarian Superkick drumhead. This is a Superkick 2. I hesitate to say just Superkick 2 because all the Superkicks have the same technology. The 2 is for a double ply, and the box is on the floor, and the Superkick is in the room. Woo! So, basic, bass, I didn't mean to pun there. I'm going to say basically as much as possible. Basically, what we're looking at here is a bass drum head that has some muffling built into it. Very rarely do we ever have someone come into the store looking for a bass drum sound that is wide open.
I'm the guy.
Right? Usually, we want a bass drum sound that has a little bit of muffling to just control those overtones a little bit. And the Superkick is great at, I think this is the number one reason that pillows have left bass drums.
Dude, crank that up to 15, dude. Mm-hmm. For real. Like that was the first bass drum head I bought. That's the first accessory I bought for my drums. When in 6th grade, dude. Superkick 2.
Yep. This is the one that started it all. This is the one that started it all. When this came out, it changed everything. Before that, you had to have a blanket in your bass drum.
Felt strips.
Strips. This came out. Roy Burns, the inventor of the Superkick and also the former founder of Aquarian Drumheads. When I bought my first drum set, Rick gave me a VHS tape that was basically an introduction to drums. It was a Roy Burns tape, but it was it was an Aquarian tape.
Yeah.
But he went over his products and he talked about it all, and then he played some basic stuff. Like I still have the darn thing. But it was a Roy Burns tape.
Put that in the Hall of Fame, dude.
I should.
It's Roy Burns VHS.
So I've been well aware of Aquarian Drumheads ever since the 90s. And the Superkick 2 really changed it all. A lot of companies, of course, have come out with their version of it with prefabricated muffle rings built into the drum head. I like the Superkick 2 because it's a double ply head. I think especially if you're a rock player, you want a double ply head.
Yeah, for sure.
You definitely do, because if you break that head, game over.
You get that safety net of one ply breaking, over. And you're like, okay.
Yeah, and always put a
just happened the other day at our studio.
Yeah,
we had an EMAD die.
Yep.
Not a Superkick because they don't break.
But you put this sucker on your bass drum, you're like, oh god. You put this, you're like, oh my god, what did you do to my bass drum?
The bass drum head by itself sounds better than most bass drums.
Listen to that.
Like that sounds like that's what.
Dude, how many recordings do you think that kick drum head is on?
Many.
Tonnage.
It makes a $500 drum set sound like a $2,000 drum set for real.
It sure does, yeah. And I had to smell it. This head has a distinct smell. I don't know if it's the ring or the mylar they use or something.
The oil,
but I don't know. There's no oil in this.
Oh, no oil?
No.
Nope.
It looks like there is.
Yeah.
Two plies
that rainbow, that's just the plies like touching together, but most people think this is hydraulic. Only Evans makes a hydraulic head.
It has oil in it.
Look at that. I learned something new today.
Yeah, and that is their patented floating muffling system. That's what they call it. It is the floating muffling system. And their description of it is a beautiful thing. They've had a lot of years to come up with it.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Pre-dampened, yet natural sound. Check it out today at Drums Etc., the Aquarian Superkick 2.
5 minutes outside of Lancaster.
5 minutes outside of Lancaster. Yep, we're here.
In beautiful, not downtown Lancaster.
In beautiful suburb of Lancaster. But yeah, the Superkick is and was the first of this pre-dampened kind of movement. Let's talk about them. We got to talk about them. The Evans EMAD, also a great option. The equivalent here would be the Evans EMAD 2 plies, Superkick 2 plies. The EMAD has that adjustable dampening on the outside. The Aquarian head just puts the dampening that you're likely going to want out of the get. But this is on the inside of the drum. The EMAD dampening is on the outside of the drum, so you can change it out, swap it out, take the ring out, put the small ring in, put the big ring in, and turn it all around.
But I think that's fussing too much. I think most people don't ever.
I think people set it and forget it.
I bought an EMAD and I just took whichever foam piece came out first and I just
That's
put
right.
it in there. Right?
Exactly. I think most folks do that. So
it's a little fussy. But it is an option. If people are picky and finicky.
Finicky.
Wow.
If
You just
people
made up
are
a new word.
finicky about drum heads,
You made up
the
a new
EMAD's
word.
nice.
Point here.
Yeah, exactly. But the EMAD's great. It is another awesome head. It's going to do most of the same things that this drum head does as far as get that bass drum booming out of the gate.
Does the Superkick come coated?
Yes.
Yep.
The Superkick.
I don't know that I've
3
ever
is coated.
I've never
Oh no,
seen.
actually no. I'm sorry. The Superkick 3 is a coated head, but it has a dot on it. What you need is the TC Superkick 2, the texture coated Superkick 2.
Yeah, texture coated.
So they make a.
Do you guys carry that in the store?
We can get it. But
don't.
speaking of what we carry in the store, how this head is so powerful that we literally stock every head that Remo makes, every head that Evans makes, and one Aquarian head, and it's the Superkick 2.
Dude, Corey, my business partner at the Upside has come in here multiple times, and you guys haven't had them because they've just been sold out.
Always. We're
Yeah,
always
we're out of it. We're
He
out
was
of
like,
one
I
of these things
swear
right
to
now.
Always out
God,
of the
I hope they
Superkick
have a
2s.
22.
Yep.
Yeah, the 22, right?
Always.
Who
I
plays a
know.
20-inch
There are a
bass drum?
few things that
I'll
annoy me.
get them like 20 at a time, and we'll
And
sell
that's
through
one.
'em.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's absolutely right. We sell through them. We sell them online. We sell them in store. I'm a proponent of it, so I'm constantly saying, "Oh, you need a Superkick. You need a Superkick. You need a Superkick." But we're always out of it. It's always annoying. I can't believe it. Just like right now, I think we're out of sleigh bells. Why are we in this situation? We think we have enough.
Every
All of
year.
a sudden, boom, we're out of sleigh bells. Why?
Always. I load up on them always.
It's so annoying.
And every year, here's what happens. This is what happens every single year. We load up on sleigh bells, we sell through them all, and then another big order comes in that I panic ordered after we first ran out of them.
Sitting
And then
on
for the rest of the year, we've got 20 sets of sleigh bells
Right.
just sitting down there.
We need
waiting
more
for
sleigh
next
bells and
Christmas.
recordings. Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's do it. No, but we do need to give an honorable mention to the brand new Remo SMT, which looks like an EMAD, sounds like a Superkick, but is somehow slightly different. It's got a ring on the outside, so it kind of looks like an EMAD, but you can adjust it. So it's like a little bit of Superkick, a little bit of EMAD. Remo won't like me saying this, but hey, this is why we're here. We're a drum shop. We're impartial. We're just
book.
going to give it to you as it is. All three, by the way, will get you a great sound. So if you do need to substitute, you'll get the great sound.
That's right.
But the Aquarian by far is
Can
just,
I say, as a teacher, though,
Yeah.
if I was going to recommend, like, to a student, they're like, I want a new bass drum head, I'd be
Sure.
like, get the Superkick too. Like, don't mess around. Like, that one, you're going to sound great with that, and then you can adjust from there.
And what an awesome name, Superkick. Like,
And we were like, yeah. Super.
super.
Superkick.
I showed you that. I introduced you to the movie Grind. I grew
Yes.
up as a skater kid, so I dig skateboard movies, even though 90% of them are total garbage.
Right.
Not skate videos, but movies about skaters and
Right.
skate teams and stuff.
Okay.
And in the movie Grind, their name, which one guy just comes up with and everyone else hates, is Super Duper Skate Team. So every time I see Superkick, I'm like, it's Superhead, guys. It's Super Duper.
Superkick.
It's the joke for himself.
It is. It is. That's why I laugh so much
Yeah.
when you, it's super kick. I'm like super duper. No, but I dig it. I mean, I can't say we've talked about it to death. It's a great bass drum head, and like I said, everyone's kind of going for that sound, whether they admit to it or not.
Yeah.
Everyone's kind of going for that sound. It seems like that from our experience of folks coming in. There are some guys that like to keep some open power strokes going on, a little bit more stuff with the jazzy jazz vibe,
Yeah.
but for
I mean,
sure,
yeah, if you're
everything
playing
else-
jazz. Well, I don't know, man. I got
But even jazz, I mean, you
I've
can
got
do
I've got a
whatever you want.
bebop kit right now with it's a no, it is this. It's a super. It's a Superkick 1, so it's a single ply.
Single ply.
right? But
Yep.
it's still got. You just crank it up super high, dude, and it sounds great. It sounds great.
Right.
You know, it's not a fiber skin or anything like that, but it sounds great.
Yeah, it's a super versatile head. I mean, and it's actually no, that's not the word. We end up using that word so much, saying versatile. Like everything is versatile. This is the most versatile brush stick. How about we get back to specific things?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
This belongs
sounds
over here. This belongs
Boomy.
over here.
This sounds boomy.
Yeah.
And specifically, it's great for rock and roll.
It slaps.
It slaps.
Yeah, dude.
It slaps.
It's dynamic.
Yeah, but not too dynamic. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Now I'm just being fussy.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. That's a Superkick, man. Can't say anything else about it. It's just a drum head, folks. It's just a drum head, but it will change your life. All right, let's pop into our next segment. Quick question.